Hi guys, I'm going to teach you how to make a very quick and easy chicken parmesan or chicken parmesan. It's a delicious dish. A little goes a long way. You can serve it with pasta, potatoes. If you're doing low carb, you could do like a veggie with it. Whatever you want to do. And I'm going to also show you how I made my homemade sauce. It's just a couple of ingredients. Super, super easy. So I just made a few ahead of time. I'm going to pull them out of the oil so I can talk to you without worrying about they're going to burn. Look how beautiful and crispy they are. So you're trying to get chicken parmesan. What makes it so good is that it's crispy. You don't want that soggy, kind of mush going on here. And I'm going to teach you how not to have the mush. Nobody wants the mush. Okay, let me just take this chicken out here. All right. So I'm going to turn this off even for a second, just so that we can have a few moments together. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to my pan. What you need for this dish, it's very simple. You want 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Now, if you were cooking for a bigger crowd, you can do more. If you want to do if it's just 2 of you, you can do 2. You're going to butterfly them. Now, I've shown you in other videos how to do that. I didn't do that today. I already have them prepared, but let me just show you the preparation. So you're going to take your chicken breast and you're going to put your hand flat and you're going to take your knife and you're going to cut it down the side. Have you done that before? I think most of us have. Once you separate and butterfly the breast, you're going to go ahead and put it on a sheet. I like to use parchment. I'm going to get rid of this knife. And then you're going to take out your aggression on it. Anybody have a mallet? And you're going to pound them thin. The reason that we do this is you want a consistent cooking piece of protein. So you don't want like the big end. You know how the big end's like fatter and then it gets skinnier as it tapers out. So you're going to pound it out just to kind of get it tapered down. Once you do that, I'm going to do that because I've already done it, you're going to have this beautiful sheet. Let me tilt this down a little bit more so you can see. There we go. You're going to have this beautiful butterflied breast meat that you pounded out. And of course, you're going to season it salt and pepper, okay? So these are ready to be breaded. So let's talk about the breading. So the way you get extra crispy, crunchy, that texture that we're looking for is a 3-step process. So what you want to do is you want to take regular all-purpose flour, and I season it. I like to season every layer. I'm always talking to you guys about seasoning. And I think that you want each component that you're doing to taste well. Hey everybody, hey Bernie, hey Brian. So salt and pepper, if you want to put a little Italian seasoning in there, you can. I put about 4 eggs and I just beat them, okay? I didn't season the eggs, but you could. You could even add a little dash of hot sauce in there. There's nothing wrong with that, even in Italian cooking. Us Italians, we like things a little spicy. And then we're going to talk about our breadcrumb mixture. So panko is is a Japanese breadcrumb, and it's a drier bread. So it's flakier and it gives them a crispier consistency. So what you want to do is you want to go into your grocery store if you're not familiar with panko and look for panko. It's where the regular breadcrumbs are, but it's a Japanese breadcrumb. It comes seasoned or unseasoned, however you want to do it. And then you're going to mix it with regular breadcrumbs. Now, I made my own breadcrumbs, but don't feel like you have to do that. You can buy. I have some here. What did I do with them? Here they are. I like to buy the seasoned Italian style because I'm Italian and I like the Italian style. But you can buy whatever you want and season it yourself. Hey, Vinny. I'm going to mix some regular breadcrumbs and panko. So what that does is the flour, the seasoned flour, I'm going to turn this on because I'm going to show you. The seasoned flour is going to give like a light coating onto your chicken breast. After you do that, I'm going to show you. We're going to put it in the egg wash, and then it goes into the panko, and then it goes into the pan, and we're going to saute it. We're looking to get that really crispy exterior. Now, I still have the gloves that my friend John Fueling, when he came to cook with me, he left them here. So I have appropriated them. And they make videos so much easier because I don't have to go wash my hands all the time. So anyway, here we go. Ready? Okay, so I've pounded out my chicken breast. Again, you're going to take your chicken breast, put your hand flat, and you're going to take your knife very gently along the side. Now, working with gloves is very difficult. I had a very hard time butterflying them because I can't really feel. And John is bigger than I am, and these are large for me. So anyway, what you're gonna do, I'm gonna try and move these out of the way so you can see. It's kind of hard on camera. Let me see if I can just condense this down a little bit. I'm just gonna fold this over, pull this back so that you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So I'm gonna start with one of my butterflied. See how thin it is? It's paper thin, nice and thin. And these are gonna cook super fast. That's what I like about these recipes, you guys. I'm trying to teach you how to do things fast. I mean, by the time you get in the car and go to Del Taco, you've got a meal, like, and it's good. Okay, so I put it in the flour and I'm just doing a light dusting. Next it goes into my egg wash. I have about 4 eggs here, okay? And I just beat them. I didn't season them, but you could, okay? And you just want to see how it adheres to that? It just sticks so nicely when you do that first step. Now it goes into the panko, all right? And I just use my hand and it's thick. So what I season my breadcrumbs with is dried garlic powder, salt and pepper. I use Italian seasoning, and I like Parmesan cheese in it. I don't know, I just like cheese. So, you know, don't hate me, I just like it. Okay, see how it's sticking? Look at that. That is gonna be crispy and delicious. I'm putting it in olive oil. It's on like high, but not like the highest setting. You don't want it to burn. You don't want it to be smoking. You want it hot, but not smoking, okay? So I'm just gonna continue that. You only wanna do 3 or 4, depending on how large your breasts are. I wanna hear it. Shake off the flour. You don't want excess breading. Goes into the egg. Do you guys do this method? Is this how you guys do it? I think it was several years. I started cooking it when I was like, you know, I was a young bride. I think I was 20 when I got married, and I started cooking right off the bat. And I don't think I realized right away that first step where you put it in the flour. I think I learned that somewhere along the line. I was like, wow, this makes such a difference in the way it sticks. It's like if you don't do that flour, the breading comes off so easily. Okay, so here's another one ready to go in the pan. You don't want to overcrowd. So my pan, I'm only doing 3 because I've got these. I had a little aggression today and I was really pounding out those breasts. Okay, so into my flour. See how easy this is, you guys? You just kind of have like an assembly line. And I like to use pie pans, pie dishes. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's what I use because they're shallow. And, you know, I make myself like a little station. You know, it's a little different when I'm cooking on a video. I have to try and line things up so you guys can see what I'm doing, but, you know, this just makes it so much easier. Okay, so into the pan they go. They take like 3 minutes per side. It's very quick. I know everybody's like paranoid about, you know, salmonella and, you know, raw meat, and these are gonna go into an oven. I have my oven preheated to 400. That's right, 400. Because all I'm gonna do is I'm putting them in a buttered or sprayed pan as I'm cooking these up and they're getting crispy. I'm gonna top them with my homemade sauce and some fresh cheese, mozzarella, provolone, parmesan, all 3. And you're gonna pop it in the oven and it's just gonna cook for like 30 minutes and boom, you're done. You can make some pasta, reserve some of the sauce and serve it with that. You know, whatever you wanna do is up to you, but super easy. I'll talk to you about my sauce as soon as I get these out of here. I don't want to get too distracted. And I've got 2 dishes prepared because I don't want to crowd the plate. I want these to be able to have enough room to get enough sauce, but not too much because we don't want mushy chicken parmesan. We want it to maintain its integrity. So that's the first step, is getting it nice and crispy, all right? And I've got it on like a medium high, I don't want it smoking, but I'm looking for that crispy exterior here. And I'm gonna show you these if you're just popping on. I wanna show you how beautiful these are. They're crispy, they're crunchy, okay? So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that like golden brown, not burned kind of texture, all right? And this is a nice dish. I mean, if you're entertaining over the holidays, this is a great dish to serve. It's easy. I mean, it's 1 chicken breast will feed 2 people. Like, hello, it's economical. And it looks a little, you know, it's a little fancy. Serve it with a little fresh parsley on the top, okay? This is looking great. Another couple minutes. And I've got 2 or 3 more, but I'll wait to do those on my own so you guys don't have to worry about watching that part. So I'm going to go to my gloves. Got to get me some gloves that fit my hands. Okay. So I can move this over here. to arrange them. I'm going to do them like 2 this way, I think, because these suckers are big. These are big boys, or girls, I guess. Anyway. All right. I'm going to give it another minute or so. Let's talk about the sauce. It is a very simple, hey Hal, how are you? Very simple sauce. It's 1 onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and the key ingredient is San Marzano tomatoes. Don't skimp on these. San Marzanos are aroma-style tomato. They're a product of Italy. This one's certified. You kind of want that because they're not all created equally. They're sweet and flavorful. I'm going to turn this off because these look beautiful. Put one last one in here, and then I'll put the other ones. I'm going to start in another pan. San Marzanos have like the most amazing flavor. The best pizza sauce in the world is just crushed San Marzanos and maybe a little bit of garlic if you want to put garlic in it, salt and pepper. So easy. Okay, I've got that heat off. So you're going to take your pan and you're going to put a little olive oil in the pan. You're going to cut up very, very finely an onion. So a small size onion. My daughter's irritating me across the way here. Yes, where's my mallet? Anyway, so 1 medium onion, dice it very finely, olive oil in the pan, and about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, okay? You're gonna saute those till they're translucent in some good olive oil. Then you're gonna add, I have 2 cans of my San Marzanos, because I cook for a crowd, but 1 would be plenty. These are whole, okay, and they've got basil in them, and they're just, I mean, it just smells like amazing. Salt and pepper. I do a little bit of oregano. I have some from my garden that I do fresh, and fresh basil. I went out this morning, you know, with all the rain, I've got all this like beautiful basil. So I have fresh basil in there, a little fresh oregano, a little dried oregano, and olive oil, and that's it. So what I'm gonna do now is, it's been cooking on here. I have 2 things I'm gonna add at the end that I think kind of elevate it, and you don't have to add them. Just through the roof, okay? So what I like to do is I like to have, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I like to have on hand roasted garlic that I roast in the oven. And if you guys haven't done that, it is so sweet, and the flavor of roasted garlic is completely different than when it's fresh. So I have fresh garlic in here that I've sauteed. Now I'm gonna add just some roasted garlic at the end, okay? So I'm just gonna put, they just pop right out. I just cut the tops off, and see how they're soft and they just smell so sweet. I'm gonna pop a couple in there. I already put a couple in the beginning, but I'm gonna add a few more. I love the flavor of roasted garlic. It's so sweet. Delicious. I think I licked that. Sorry. My family won't know. I'm that person at the potluck that licks the food. All right. What you want to do is take an immersion blender. I hope you guys have one of these. This is a tool that I absolutely love. Mine's Cuisinart, but you can get any brand. You get them on Amazon or, you know, whatever. I'm going to plug this in. I've got to go around the front here so I can get to it. There we go. Let me get rid of all this egg wash and all this stuff so it's out of the way. Cooking on camera. I'm going to blend this up. Why? Because I want it to have a nice smooth consistency. All right, so you just put it in the pan, and it does it right here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me move it over just so you can see. There, put it on my camera. Can you guys see in there? There you go. Be careful, you don't want to lift it up. So the blade is underneath, and it rotates through there. So you don't want to bring it up or it's going to totally get you in the face. But if you kind of keep it along the bottom of your pan, and you just get a couple swirls, I'm going to just make sure I get that basil. I'm going to kind of blend that basil up in here. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Beautiful. Let me just, I'm going to pop this off because I don't want to have a big old mess. All right, get rid of that. Here we go. And I'm going to show you how gorgeous this sauce is. Gorgeous. Look at the consistency, nice and smooth. So if you have people in your family that hate chunks, that don't like onions, I have that. You know, I have people in my family. This sauce is smooth, and nobody's going to be like weird about it. Hey, Joanne, love your tree. It's so pretty. And the snow, you have snow. for you. So this sauce is beautiful. It's nice and smooth. So all you're gonna do at this point is you're gonna layer this. So you've got your chicken in your pan. I'm gonna ladle on some sauce. Not a lot, guys. We're not trying to like have this swimming. I just want some on top. See how I'm just kind of keeping it in the middle here? I want this breading to maintain its integrity. I want to keep it crispy. And that's why I have my oven at 400. I want it hot. Okay, now we get to top it with cheese. And you can decide what you like, as much cheese or a little bit of cheese. If you have a little bit of lactose intolerance, you might want to not do a lot of cheese. To me, it's worth it. I just love cheese. So the selections I have, I forgot to tell you that I have red pepper flake in the sauce as well. And you don't have to add that. I add just a pinch. I like a little back heat. So that's also in my sauce, okay? So as far as cheese, I think a must is some really good Parmesan cheese, freshly grated. I love fresh mozzarella on it. I just love it. It's so creamy and it's just, I love it, but you don't have to use it. And I like provolone. I think provolone has such a nice smoky kind of, it has a, what's the flavor? I can't even think of my word. It just has a smokier, sharper flavor. So the cheese is where the magic is, in my opinion. The texture of the breading, the sweetness of the sauce that I just gave you the recipe for, that is the easiest sauce in the world to do. Why can't I open this? Help. The sweetness of that sauce is just, it's so beautiful. And it tastes so delicious paired with, again, the saltiness of how the cheese is so salty. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna put all of the different cheeses on it. That's just me. You don't have to do it, but I like it. I love the smell. Kind of has a stinky feet smell, but I like it. I'm gonna put a piece on each cutlet. I'm gonna open up my fresh mozzarella. Don't buy pre-shredded, okay? That's the one thing I'm gonna ask you not to do. The reason being is pre-shredded bagged cheese has a thickener on them. It has like cornstarch, okay? So it just doesn't melt right. You'll notice a difference. If you're used to using the bagged cheese, it's great in a pinch, but it just isn't the same. Now, fresh mozzarella has a higher water content, so it's really soft, okay? So if you wanna keep it crispy, we have to be careful with it. You don't wanna slather gobs of it on, okay? You wanna keep it kind of conservative. And I just want a little bit on it because I want it to kind of just melt. So I'm literally going to just kind of take a couple pieces and I'm gonna tear it. And you'll see when this is done, if you ever do a pizza and you put fresh mozzarella on it and you tear it, that's what authentic pizza looks like. You know, if you really are in Italy, that's what it looks like. So beautiful. All right, just maybe a little bit more cheese on this one. How does that one look? Does that look good to you guys? How's that looking? It'll look beautiful when it's melted. Last thing I want to do, well, not the last thing, but the next thing I want to do is I want to just add a little bit of Parmesan to the top. Now I have Parmesan in my panko and breadcrumb, so it's already layered in the breading of this dish, but I'm going to add a little bit more. Why? Because it's drier, so it's going to keep kind of that crispy texture. I'm going to take a little olive oil, I know, just a little drizzle, just adds a little bit, and I'm going to take some fresh basil, because I love basil. Again, you don't like it, you don't have to do it, but I've got all this beautiful basil in my garden, so I'm just going to kind of put a few pieces, just rip it kind of roughly. Let me find some good ones. I washed it, the rain washed it, but I washed it as well. And I'm gonna do a little fresh cracked pepper, again, because I like it. I'm gonna pop this into a 400-degree oven, and this is gonna come out bubbly and delicious in like 15 minutes. It's already cooked. The chicken breasts, 3 minutes per side, they're so thin. So this is gonna cook in 30 minutes, guys. 15, 20, check it, with your thermometer, but it's gonna be, depending on how you have them pounded, this is gonna cook very quickly. You're just basically looking for the internal temperature, of course, but also that the cheese is melted and bubbly. You want that bubble action going on because it's crispy, okay? Do not cover this. I don't want these to steam. If you cover this, The breadcrumbs that you work so hard to get crispy on that cutlet of chicken is gonna steam and become mush. So we're keeping it open, okay? Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see the layers? Yum, yum, yum. And you can make some pasta. I'll boil some pasta. I've got leftover sauce. Pop that in there. I was gonna have one ready for you to see, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to do these videos live. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. Again, 4 chicken breasts, you're gonna butterfly them, super easy. You're gonna lay them out on parchment. You're gonna take your mallet, which I already put in the sink, and you're gonna pound them out. You want them flat. So I put a piece on the bottom and a piece on the top. Just kind of contains any guck. Once I pound them, I'm gonna pull back the layer of paper. I'm gonna season them, however you wanna do it, salt and pepper, an Italian seasoning, whatever you wanna do. You're gonna have seasoned flour, salt and pepper, just flour. Then you're gonna do panko, seasoned, or you're gonna season it yourself with garlic powder, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, and I add Parmesan cheese. Again, that's what I do. And then about 4 eggs beaten. And then you're gonna do your dredge it in flour, dust it off, put it in the egg wash, let it drip, and then kind of press it into the panko. You're gonna have a saute pan with olive oil, pretty hot. You don't want it smoking, but you want it hot. And you're gonna put them in there, don't crowd the pan, and you're gonna let them get nice and golden and crispy. Once you take them out, you're gonna transfer them into a prepared baking dish. And when I say prepared, I mean, you know, buttered up, greased, so it's ready to go. See, these are gonna be ready for me to top and put back in the oven. Once they come out, you're gonna go ahead and add your sauce, a little bit ladled with your cheese. The sauce, again, is San Marzano tomatoes, a must. Okay, these, the flavor, it just spring for these, okay? If your grocery store doesn't have them, look on Amazon. If you're in an area that doesn't have like great grocery stores, World Market, Cost Plus World Market has them in their, you know, what do you call it, their food section. Definitely get them. They make all the difference in the flavor. It's one onion, a small onion, very finely chopped with about 3 to 4 cloves of fresh garlic. Saute that in some olive oil, good quality olive oil. Once they're sauteed, you're gonna go ahead and add your San Marzano. I did 2 cans, but you can do 1. I do add some red pepper flake, okay? I add some oregano and fresh basil and then roasted garlic, and I use my immersion blender and blend it up. That's it. It's salt and pepper. It's so simple. It's delicious. Again, that crispy fried cutlets with this really sweet, simple sauce with the really salty, gooey cheese. It is eureka, okay? So I'll take a picture when I'm done and I'll drop it in the comments so you can see it. But I'm telling you, simple, affordable, great way to entertain, and your family will love it. Make some pasta, bada boom, bada bing, and I'd say make a salad, but my gosh, I went to Trader Joe's today, there's not even any lettuce anywhere. Like, I was like, I can't believe it. They have arugula and spinach. Like, they've removed all the lettuce from everything. And then I went to Albertsons and it was the same thing. So apparently we can't eat lettuce. Like, salads are gone. What are we gonna do? We're gonna get fat. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, guys, hope you have a great evening. And don't forget to check out my Foodie Princess YouTube. This is where all the videos are going to be. So when they're not here, they're over on the Foodie Princess YouTube. And remember, there's a lot of other videos on there. I have a great chicken piccata. I have a bolognese sauce. Lots of great things. Also lots of holiday preparation food. My prime ribs on there. Christmas is coming, so I do a compound butter. There's so many great recipes on there. So go to the Foodie Princess YouTube and hit subscribe. Trisha Jansen, the Foodie Princess. Okay? Thank you. Have a good evening, you guys.